couple of years ago, I decided to test all of the different winter squashes and pumpkins to see which one would make the best pumpkin pie. I tested 9 different varieties. And you know what? The best pumpkin for pumpkin pie is butternut squash. I encourage you very strongly to make your own pie dough because it's just better. If you want to learn how to flute, I will show you. You just take these 2 fingers and this little finger, hello, fold it under as you go. This guy pushes the dough and this one pinches. That's it. You do have to chill it because if you just put this in the oven right now, all of this crimping will just kind of go. This is called docking the crust. This keeps air bubbles from forming. Piece of foil, and then these nice ceramic pie weights. But anything will work. You just want to keep this flat. First I'm going to bake it with the foil and the weights on, and then I'm going to take the foil and the weights off, and I'm going to expose it to the heat so that it turns golden. Now, your fake pumpkin, your butternut squash. I love a butternut squash. It's so compact, it's so dense, it's so easy to work with. You want to steady it. These things are slippery. I have lost more than one flying across the room. Do you know the trick of how to cut a pumpkin or a winter squash if it's so thick that you can't get your knife through it? This is cool. You take the whole squash, you put it in the microwave, throw it in there, peel and all in the microwave, and then it'll start to cook and start to soften, and so you'll be able to get your knife into it. Good one. I'm just gonna spread these out on a tray. You wanna give them a little bit of room in between just so that the edges can get brown. And I'm just gonna use a little bit of olive oil, but melted butter works really well. If you wanted to, you could also toss this with some sugar. And now I'm just gonna bake this until everything is a little bit browned, and the squash need to be very tender because I'm gonna puree it. So I need 1 3/4 cup, which is the amount in 1 can of canned pumpkin. This is heavy cream. The original recipe on the back of the can called for evaporated milk, which was a wartime substitution for heavy cream. But we actually have plenty of heavy cream available, so you might as well use that. It tastes better, it's fresher. I like dark brown sugar in my pumpkin pie. You could also use light brown sugar, you could use white sugar, you could use maple sugar if you want to be fancy. This is purely optional. I love brandy with pumpkin pie. I just think that it heightens the pumpkin flavor or the butternut squash flavor. Cinnamon. Ginger is essential in pumpkin pie, I think. Clove sharpens all the other spices. And then nutmeg. One of these is about a teaspoon. You can see that it kind of rises above the pie crust. That's fine because as it bakes, it kind of falls in. And then you bake it until it just holds together. When you wiggle it, you should be able to see a little wiggle, but not too much. Then you know it's done. The only sad thing about a pumpkin or butternut squash pie is that you usually make it for Thanksgiving, and then you bake it in the morning, and then it's hours before you get to cut into it and eat it. And honestly, waiting is the hardest thing.